And he's right here. He's talking about. I like his glasses.
And welcome to the annual meeting of the Nation of Pelican Marsh.
Okay, we have present Matt Barger, Karen Gilmartin, Jim Carter, Steve Burke, Nathaniel Monks, and Morgan Cassia. Is Pat Kepke on? Okay. Missing one more member in action, but we have a quorum.
Nicely done.
But actually, it's a
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so now we will go from Marty's end of the table and introduce ourselves.
okay, call for proxies first.
Oh, no, call for
Yeah.
sorry. Pat's here.
And there's Pat.
Number 3. You
Perfect.
get to introduce yourself. All right, Paul.
So we have 695 proxies turned in. So we have a quorum needed for the annual meeting this year by in-person or by proxy. So we're good.
Okay, excellent. Pat, we're going to start introducing yours.
I'm Pat Kepke, and this is completion of my first year on the Pelican Marsh Board Foundation, and happy to represent all of you.
Hi, I'm Margie Cassia. This is the beginning of our second year on the board. I am a Claremont owner with my husband Ralph, and this is our beginning of the 19th year here in Pelican Marsh, and we're happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Nathaniel Monks. I guess this is starting my 3rd year. In the past, I've been the vice president. And then last year, when the esteemed Jerry Carbone quit as our treasurer, I became the treasurer. One person forced me into that job. I love that guy. So I've been on the board a couple of years, and so now I'm the vice president and the treasurer. I live in Troon Lakes. I've got a little 11-year-old kid and a black dog. That's about all there is to know about me.
Esteemed and quit in the same sentence.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jerry.
I'm Steve Burke. I'm the president of the board. This is the beginning of my 2nd year, along with Pat and Marty, and we have had a really busy first year with the building and completion and opening of Nest, and we're going to have a busy 2nd year as well. We'll talk about that in a bit. Anyway, we're very proud and pleased to represent all of you, and looking forward to it.
Thank you, Steve. My name is Jim Carter. I'm completing my 6th year of a 2-year term. This is my last meeting. I had served 6 years prior to that, and I'm going to join Jerry out there in the audience and enjoy our retirement benefits from the board of directors. It's been a real pleasure to serve this community. This is an outstanding board. They've done a whole lot. You've got an excellent staff that services Pelican Marsh, and with the opening of the Nest, the nice crowd I see out there tonight, you can only see better and better things happening for Pelican Marsh. So thank you all for the opportunity to serve this community.
Karen Gilmartin, I've served for 3 years on the board, and it looks like you're going to get 3 more years of me. Yay! Thank you. My husband John and I had purchased in Pelican Marsh and Ariel 16 years ago, and we've been here full time for 10 years. And we recently purchased again in Ventura. I think I would like to just say, to support something Jim said, is just to talk about the staff here at Pelican Marsh. It's been great working with them. They are a great group of people. Working well with Paul too, that's good. And I am very happy to be serving, I hope, 3 more years. Thank you.
I'm Matt Barger. I was part of one of the most critical teams I've ever seen and one of the best teams I've ever seen. And there's one right there. There's one right there. Mark, Bob, Paul, Steve, and building the nest. And it was something that they said couldn't be done. And we did it. And we did it even with everything that was going on. Month and a half late, but not bad. And I'm so happy. And hopefully you guys all enjoy the place because it's phenomenal. It really is. Give me one more chef. We got 10 more menu items on the list.
Thanks, guys. Now I will introduce, actually, I'm going to introduce you to the committee chairs. These are the chairmen of the advisory committees to the board. Residents who donate their time and efforts to help the board in an advisory capacity with all the subject matter expertise that they can muster in their various areas. Now we have two of them who will be addressing us this evening, and we'll get to them last. So we have the Association Advisory Committee, which is the committee which is comprised of 23 presidents of the residential neighborhoods here in Pelican Marsh, and that is headed by Sandy Mintz. Design Review and Advisory Committee, John Fascidomo has a lot of work supervising John Fascidomo, as he is the only member of the committee, except for Paul, but he does a really good job of keeping John Fascidomo under control. Finance Committee chaired by Andy Spicer and populated by some brilliant people who are just deeply helpful to us every month. The Fitness Advisory Committee chaired by Mitch Steinberg. Food and Beverage Oversight. Now that Nest is built and all of the committees that were there from the beginning of this enterprise through the negotiations with the construction company and the various food vendors that were evaluated, these guys have all kind of ended up on the oversight committees, which is great because we have people with real experience who are watching this enterprise, looking at the numbers coming out of it, representing our interests. That committee is ably chaired by Bob Giannetti. IT committee, George Custis is running that for us, and they're going to be busy this year. We've got some interesting stuff coming up for IT, not the least of which is the evaluation of a possibility of moving to a single platform software system here for Pelican Marsh, bring us into the current century. Tennis Advisory Committee has a new chair, Ralph Cassia, and of course they're very busy as well. The two chairs who are going to be speaking to us this evening are Dino Lauricella from Bocce and Tina Mantell from Pickleball. Tina, why don't you start us off?
I don't like this. Thank you for your service. So, where to start? It's a great community. I've been here since 2006. I love it here. Never played a sport in my life, but I'm addicted to pickleball. I'm telling you, it's a great thing to have here. We had a really big project, the Deep Flow, was a huge success. Can't wait to do that one again. Do we have some footage, Paul? Did you get that?
Footage.
Oh, how cool.
Footage.
Another picture a little closer up one. Hold on.
So it started out as one night. We had such a huge response. We ended up turning it into 2 nights. So it was just great.
I can't get it to go down. The more closer up one, I can't get it to go down. But
That's all right. Take my word for it.
it was really
a
cool.
lot of fun. We have 3 travel teams this year. We've got a men's team, a women's team, and a mixed team that we travel around. That's a lot of fun. We started a ladder league on Fridays. We've got 93 players doing that. I think as of date, we have like 546 pickleball players, which is huge. We had, in the month of February, 194 players that played at least one time a week, every week. We also started a mentorship program that is every Wednesday for new people coming in. We have some of the more advanced players helping them and just kind of showing them the pickleball program. And this weekend we have our club championship. So come on out and watch the champions play. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Dino, would you like to say a few words on behalf of Bocce?
Hello. I'm Dino Laura Sala. I'm chair of the Bocce Committee. I want to thank committee members Denise and Tina for all their hard work, and also Lynn, who just does a great job helping facilitate the events that we do put on here. Our winter league this year is comprised of Monday through Thursday, 2 time slots of 4 o'clock and 5:30. And we grew to a point where we're using 5:30 on Friday also. So we're really, the sport is growing from a sport of the activity. We had 253 full-time people that participated. And this is the first year that we had dozens and dozens of substitutes that would fill, that were new to the area and didn't know if they want to get involved. And they came out and they really had a good time and had a positive experience here. We've had several small tournaments. We've also had events such as St. Patrick's Day, Bocce, Valentine's Day. Lynn does a great job of putting together these events so that it offers another opportunity for the members of the association to have opportunities to come out and enjoy Bocce. We were very fortunate this year. We were happy to add scoreboards. We were brought into updated. We in the past had to use outdated scoreboards, but we thank you. We have new scoreboards. We are very proud to say that with our fee that we charge per person to join, one of the major things is that we like to take that portion of that and give it to a charity. And we've been doing that. This year, the charity was Guadalupe House. And so that was the charity that we sent it to. And one of the things that I try to do as chair is I try to listen, answer questions, but I also try to listen to suggestions from our community members. And then I bring it back to our committee, and we'll discuss things, because what we want to do is we want to make sure that we keep Bocce as one of the premier amenities here in Pelican Marsh and offer the association members an opportunity to enjoy this amenity. So again, we thank the board. You're doing a great job. And we hope that Bocce and all the other amenities continue to grow here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dino.
All righty. Item number 6, the agenda, discussion of the foundation's long-term planning objectives. Everyone has a different definition of long-term, but what I'm going to tell you is that this year, 2022, the foundation is already actively engaged in a top-to-bottom review and revision of the HR system here at the foundation. We're in the middle of rewriting job descriptions and performance evaluations and things of this nature. We're looking at the organizational chart. We're looking at the lines of report, and we are trying to modernize and streamline the foundation. And then you say, well, this is a very small outfit here, but it's complicated for a number of reasons. And so this is something that is was a primary goal of ours when this board started a year ago, and we continue. This is the year we're going to get to really get into the meat of this thing, since the restaurant took most of our attention last year. It's going well, by the way. We're doing good work with regard to getting the structure and tools in place so that the HR part of our program works appropriately for the employees. Additionally, the board is going to commission 3 studies this year. The first will be a land use plan. The idea here is, as pretty much everyone who lives here knows, we have a very limited amount of land WCI in their infinite wisdom decided that 5.4 acres was enough. And of course, we've grown and are outgrowing some of our infrastructure. Now, nothing can really be done in the way of infrastructure development without considering parking. And so the board is paying attention to that. And the first step in moving in a positive and substantive direction with regard to this is plan. So we're going to ask for a proposal from a civil engineering firm. And we want to see a plan that involves surveying of the current Foundation campus, as well as any possibly available land anywhere that we can grab onto. So that's the first of the three, and it's a big one, obviously, because not much can be done if we don't have more parking. You need a parking space for every 200 square feet under air that you develop. You need a parking space for 3 parking spaces for every court that you build. Any infrastructure development that we do is going to be based on the availability of more parking. So we're thinking about that, and that's going to be a priority for us this year. Number 2, we're going to commission an interior space study of this building with an eye toward maybe reconfiguring things here. There appears to be, to the layman's eye, some space available here. We kind of like to take a good hard look at how the space is being utilized and how it may be, maybe that utilization could be improved. Any expansion of the footprint of this building will require parking. So if we're able to do anything here in terms of reconfiguring the fitness center, for instance, or repurposing certain areas within the building, the first step to thinking along those lines is a plan. So that's the second thing that we're looking for. And the third thing is landscape plan. The landscaping here is aging, and certainly the areas around the Tennessee pickleball courts need some attention. We've known this for some time. We're going to start with a plan. And those 3 initiatives will be done hopefully in the early part of the year so that we can start to compile the residents with requisite experience to start talking about how we can develop our community for the benefit of all. And that is what I have to say about planning. So, Paul, can we certify the quorum?
Yes, we do have a quorum. With 695 proxies turned in. Only need 575, so we're well over the limit.
Good. So at this time, I would like to introduce Chase Toussaint from Nest, who is the Executive Vice President. Genius behind our lovely restaurant. Chase.
All right, so this is working. So listen, my name is Chase, as mentioned. I'm the Vice President for Crave Companies. We're a smart portfolio company here in town, staffing company, restaurants, management, consulting. And we are blessed to be here, period, end of story. When the committee reached out to Mr. Brian Rowland, which is my better half, which I've missed very, very much since December. He got hurt and he's doing a lot better, but he's still in recovery. So I'm running on like 3 cylinders of 6. I've been doing that for a while, but we're honored to be here. The restaurant's doing a wonderful job. As you know, there's a national staffing crisis. And we are only about, actually specifically about 16% short. 16% short of going all out in a town that has no more retail and hospitality workers. There are more restaurants in this town than people to work in, and there are more hotels in this town than to people to serve them. So this town is going to go through a struggle for the next decade, but not us. We're doing good. And we're literally just a few weeks away from being staffed. So from a revenue standpoint, the community's come out in droves, super happy about that. The staff, we've been able to retain 90% of our staff, which is unusual. These openings are tough, they're stressful, and the folks have stayed with us, and mostly because the community's been so kind. It's really not myself at all. So we're very, very proud to be here. Couldn't have done it without Paul. Paul was on the ground with the committee, which you all know. So all praise to Paul. I didn't have to oversee the construction, which I usually do. This was my 29th open and the only time I didn't have to oversee construction. So hail to Paul, but he's also been a great partner. So thank you, Paul. So we look forward to literally decades of great relationships in town, this being one of them. You never want to change vendors unless you want to. And the reason why we're probably not going to go anywhere, one is we work really well together. And it's been the feeling of a partnership, I'm not a vendor here, I'm a partner here. And that's when you know we can go the long way together and not only pay for itself, but just sustain this thing just through the community and keep our staff and management, which is what we want to build that culture. So we're thrilled to be here. We're doing well. Paul's a rock star. The committee supports all of us. So thank you for that committee, because the restaurants are not easy to open. And they're just not easy. And we have physicians and engineers and a bunch of intelligent people in this committee and other, and I tell you, it's a tough job to open a restaurant. It's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? So anyways, thank you. Any feedback you have, please, we have an email on the website, welovenest.com. Good funnel, welovenest.com. You do your reservations there. But look, if something's not good, you got to tell us. The staff wasn't cool, you got to tell us. We're just human and we got to fix it, and we got to fix it quick. That's our promise to you. So that's it. We're all ears. We can't do it all. We can't please everyone either. If you see the little kitchen I got, it's tiny. Okay? So we're going to give you the best we can through there. But every time we hear that with the fries not being adequate one day, or the burger was, I got to hear it. So you're never going to hurt our feelings. And I know some folks will tell us exactly what they think, but some folks will hold it back. I'm asking you as a friend now to not hold it back. Let us know what's going on so we can fix it, because that's all we can do every day. And we iterate and iterate. We're looking forward to opening more hours and more days, and that's all about staffing. But everything else, we're just thrilled. It's kind of a decent, if not really good opening here. We had a nice time. So we're going to keep going. If you haven't met Erin, she's our general manager. She's your point of contact here. I spend days at a time in all my different businesses. This is my day here today. I talk to all the staff. I talk to all the managers. I get to be here tonight. So we're really connected to the team because they're not in Philly, right? We'll probably open restaurants in other states, but we're thrilled that we're here in town local. So it's really cool to be able to do that. And I can drive here in 20 minutes. I don't have to take a flight. That's a nice thing. So humbled, blessed. Thank you all. Any questions? Should we do Q&A if anybody has questions, or how would you like to do this? Maybe 3 questions?
Hang out for a little while?
I can hang out for a
All right,
minute.
so we're going to get to a resident comment section, and that would be where residents could ask you a question. It'd be great if you were still in there.
Sure. You want me to come back?
It's going to be a couple minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll have a seat.
You don't like one.
Damn straight.
Okay, item number 8, the 2021 minutes. I'm going to ask for a motion to waive the reading of the 2021 annual management meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
And the April 8th special members meeting.
So move.
And a second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, time to seat the new directors. Who would they be? Well, we actually have a new old director. No, that's not good.
You doing old?
Oh,
Didn't come out quite right, did it?
insert what? You mean
A
now?
new, no, I'm not, sorry. A
Because
new-
I
a
am
new-
now going to be the oldest.
A new, gently used. Karen, our true love, Karen, is going to serve another 3-year term on this board. God bless. And Jim Carter is going to be leaving us. And Jim, as we say goodbye to you on behalf of the board, staff, the membership, thank you for your many years of service.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Your wisdom, dedication, and perseverance have played a big part in making Pelican Marsh a special place to live. As a token of our appreciation, we'd like to present you with this tiny gift certificate in Capitol Grill. Take Jane out for a nice dinner.
Okay.
And treat her because of all her suffering. And support of your activities. Thank you, brother.
Okay, thank you.
Well, you know, I just want to say on a personal note that I deeply appreciate the time Jim spent with me when I took on the role of president of this board. Without his guidance and advice, this job would have been much more difficult. Thanks again, Jim.
Great news.
And now, our new member, Brian Colon. Stand up. Is still currently Vice President Controller at Lockheed Martin Corporation and has a very, very deep and robust portfolio of experience in finance and management. And we are really grateful that he's joining us on the board. He's retiring this year. He's in transition. So he's transitioning out of Lockheed and into Pelican Marsh Foundation, which will be a huge challenge for him, but I'm sure he can handle it.
Nice pay cut.
But the bennies are good. All the tennis you can play. And Brian and his wife Nancy live over, yes, thank you, in Watercrest, and are avid tennis players and solid folks, and we're very fortunate to have them here. Sure.
Kind of bossy.
Okay, now it's time for resident comments. I'd like to start so we can let Chase go. If anyone has anything for Chase, let's have that first. And then if not, we'll let him escape and you guys can launch into it. Do we have any questions or comments for Chase? Yes.
Hours going to change for us who are full-time residents this summer?
Well, nothing's going to change. It'll be exactly as we are today. So then the same schedule, unless we find that there's a day that is completely taking down the rest of our days financially, then we'll have to make a collective decision. Try to keep it super healthy. But it should be pretty good. You know, so if everybody supports, we should go right through summer into next October, November. So that's what we're hoping.
Weather issues.
We are, so yeah, so we have gates and we literally put them down. And we have a Facebook page, so Nest at Pelican Marsh, Nest Restaurant. It'll pop right up on Facebook if you're on Facebook, and we'll update everybody because we're going to stay open, right? And try to educate the community that, oh, it's raining, but we can still show up. We might need an umbrella, but we can go inside and grab a little bit. And then we're also going to begin online ordering. So you're like, well, you know, it's a little muggy out there. Maybe I can just order online, pick up, and then go back home. And that should be hopefully within the next 14 days.
You've given us a lot of generalities and how well it's doing. Could you give us just a thumbnail, actually, like, are your projections at 100% projection, 200% projection?
Sure. Is the board comfortable with me?
Share.
I know.
Yes, yes.
I know the financial well. So we're on target for about 104,000 this month specifically. We're running around 33% labor cost, which is fantastic. It's a 35% benchmark nationally. So we're doing very well there. At the end of the month, we'll hopefully end up in the 31 to 33% in the food cost area. So all those metrics, when we hit those KPIs, as far as food cost of goods sold, our labor, and that type of revenue, we should actually make a profit, which is unbelievable. Typically, restaurants could take 6 months to a year to even see it all. I don't know who's online, so I'm just waving. Oh, we are destroying projections. So we are in line for at least 1.2 million on a projection of 900,000. Now, if I get a little more staff, I'll go to 1.5. It'll pay for itself and then some, and that's what we're looking for year one.
That's because my wife drinks at your place.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Folks,
Watching the people walk through the morning and so forth, and you square the possibility of possibly.
No.
the issue is I can't staff lunch or dinner. Trying to staff breakfast is almost an impossibility. I have colleagues, many of them in many states, including this one, that do the, is it First Watch? First Watch. And First Watch is dying for AM cook folks and leadership. And what happens is the model breaks. So with the managers I have now, I can do lunch and dinner. As soon as I add that shift, I had another 78,000 plus fringe plus taxes on a payroll, destroying the margins. And breakfast does make money, but I would need a couple hundred folks to show up for eggs. I would love to do it because it can be profitable. But unless the volume is there, and being so limited in this community where I can't do Facebook advertising, I can't do Instagram, I can't do YouTube ads, where I can just flood my restaurant, which, you know, in the summer, we can open that up a little bit to the public. But because I'm so limited, it saddens me, but I probably can't do it. Yeah, it's a financial piece.
I just want to say that my experience there, I've been here 3 times, twice with my better half, and once with my friends. Your staff is wonderful.
Good.
They're just so great.
Good.
And they just go beyond, you know.
Yeah. Good. Well, I appreciate that. That validates the culture from day one is this is your restaurant and these are your employees and vice versa, right? So it's not the corner brick and mortar restaurant. This is your restaurant. Literally, you own a piece of this and we train the folks and it's cool that it's coming through because we say, now these are your customers, literally yours. They're not just the general public. They chose you to be here. So that's just validation and warms my heart. Good stuff. Awesome.
Anything else for Chase?
I know you can't do breakfast, but is there a profitability and a bagel, pastry, coffee kind of part thing that is here and captures your early pickleball tennis players?
Sure. So, right. So again, we go back to staffing, supervision, margin. So can I make enough money on the bagel? How much is the employee that rolls it up, cleans it up, brings it back, preps it, orders it, and then a manager to supervise? So you need to make a minimum amount of revenue to just even call it a break even. So I would love to have this huge breakfast or even a coffee and bagel crew. We would have to see in and around 120 guests at $7, $8 a pop. Then we can pay labor, taxes, cost of goods sold. The food business is expensive until you hit, you know, the accountability of scale, where then you go, oh, wow. So to make $400, I break even, but at 800, I make money. So it's really about that curve and the economy of scales. Where do we hit it? So you have to test, you iterate, you test pricing, and eventually you might get to, you make $1, it's worth it. So we can pay the employee, pay for supervision, pay for the stuff, and the revenue that we intake at least covers all those expenses. But, you know, it's something we can test and look at it. A lot of it's about volume. Can we get a bunch of people to buy? And that's kind of, you know, pure business.
Well, listen, Chase, you know, Jim's gonna have a lot of time on his.
Yeah. You can come with me and we can figure it out. We can figure it out.
You could be employee of the month.
Yeah. But if there was volume and money to be made, we would be there. Yeah.
So one thing that I just want to say here, I'm going to interject, is that we made the point to the community that this is an investment, this place. Nest is ours. We own it, all of the residents. This is your capital that was used to build it, your capital that's used to staff it. And it's up to the owners who own the investment to make sure that investment pays off. How do they do that? By going there. So far it's been spectacular. It's just great.
We've had to hold back, which is a good thing, and we're honest with it. Because if we open at full capacity, I lose all my managers, I lose all my cooks, I shut down, and then we're in trouble. So we gradually opened it. So the food would be just about perfect almost all the time, and the staff would not run. And we strategically did that because we knew where the market was going. So we're very excited to retain just about everybody. And we need a few more. And once we get those, we can really flood the gates. Who was here at the cocktail party at the ribbon cutting ceremony? Anybody show up? Like, that's how we want it to look every day. Just packed, just a wild zoo of fun. Because then it's fun. It's right. It's humming and buzzing. Everybody wants to hang out there. So, I can't advertise outside of our fence because I can't invite the public in because this is a private community. So if I did a Facebook promotion and I gave everybody's, because with Facebook, I can go and everybody who has a birthday within 10-mile radius, I can serve them an ad that says, come on in, I buy dessert if you bring 2 or more people. And then I flood the place with all the birthdays that day. And that could be 20, 30 people. And I can't necessarily do that here. Now I can do the 1.5 miles or whatever I don't even need a database. I already know you're here. If you have a cell phone, I know where you go, what you do. I can serve you an ad on just about anywhere I want.
Chase, I made the recommendation that we put the menu on our website.
I have it on the Pelican Marsh website.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
Perfect. Because
Yeah,
we have that website, we can add it anywhere that would make sense.
yeah.
So we could advertise to the community itself and whoever's on any kind of social. And if I do Google, if you're online, I'll find you. If you live here and you have an address here, I already know. I'll find your email. It's pretty scary what I can do with advertising. Like I know if you went to Best Buy today.
But you'll be well fed, so.
I won't know your name, but I know that you live here and you went to Best Buy and then you went to Publix and I can serve you anytime and I can serve you right before dinner, right after dinner. It's pretty scary.
I know.
I don't think he understood that we can't advertise outside.
I can't advertise outside the 4 walls because they're not part of the community because they can't come here if they're the general public.
Okay, any last questions for Chase?
I saw a hand.
We're looking forward to the end of the year, end of the season.
It's coming next week, right?
Next
Thursday?
Wednesday.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of food. We're expecting a bunch of folks, so yes.
Not to be ridiculous.
It's a sellout.
But couldn't you do a continental breakfast, maybe one person?
If you went-
Rolls and coffee, that's it.
Yes, if you're willing to subsidize. Because I already know the model won't work financially, but if you subsidize it and you want to pay for it, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
I just can't lose money.
I-
Under contract, I'm under contract.
$840 cup of coffee.
Because I'm into everything I'm hearing, as long as it makes money. And of course, if we can't make money, you subsidize. And here it's not subsidized. We have other properties where every household pays $31 a month times a couple thousand to subsidize it, because we can't make ends meet, no matter what we do. Here, we don't have to do that, which is like amazing. It's just cool.
Fantastic. Chase, thank you so much.
Last question.
Yes. So dinner at the bar is something that we've been allowing. If you kind of showed up as a walk-in, kind of secretly, and because we're trying to protect our cooks, because we only have 4, and we need literally 9. So I'm trying to keep them happy, and it's a matter of timing. So as soon as I have a cook, timing doesn't matter anymore. You can come on in, you can walk in, you can have a reservation, and it's been a problem because I don't have them. I can pay them $50 an hour right now. I can salary them at $50,000 a year. They're not coming. The industry, if you read up on it, was beat up for 20 decades, and COVID told everybody, we don't want to do this anymore in this industry. So we have to rebuild the industry from scratch over the next 2 decades. They were mistreated by customers, they were mistreated by management, they were mistreated, period. So whenever you see, I know you all you folks are probably super kind to retail folks, be double kind for those that aren't, because that's what they told us. That's what Gallup is reporting, LinkedIn is reporting, Restaurant News is reporting, is cruelty from both sides, from the customer abuse. If you go to YouTube, you see so many stories of abuse of customers. And then they were done, COVID happened. We said, well, everybody's gonna die first, but you guys go work, and oh boy, the American public did not like that worked in retail. I never ran those kinds of shops. I always ran good shops. I'm sure people didn't care for me every now and again, but there was a lot of people that were just abusive. So it's sad, and that's why I can't get cooks. So I'm sorry to get on my soapbox. I can't get cooks because they're like, we're done getting beat up. So they went to UPS and they went to work for the mail service. So they opened up an eBay store. People are just gone. They left the industry. So we have to slowly gain their confidence back, and we have to care for them. We have to pay them well, and we have to be cool. And we have to, if you haven't noticed, reduction of hours in restaurants, they've never done that before, just to send people home at night at a reasonable time so they can meet their families. So I don't disagree with any of it. I think it's good stuff. And, I wish we'd treated them better before, because now we're begging for them, and they're holding the power in their hands.
Chase touched upon something that a lot of people don't realize. There's 37 new restaurants that are coming over the next 18 months in Collier County. And
I hope that I can fix it. And as soon as I get those cooks, but if you see that it's super slow, you're allowed to say, Chase said, if it's slow and there's 2 tables and 1 dude at the bar, can I get a sandwich? They have to say yes. I already talked to them today. Like, we have to say yes. We need the money and we need to make people happy. But if you see it humming, and you know what that means, it's just kind of buzzing. It means the kitchen's super busy. And if we tag on a bar, so if I feed 1 at the bar and there's 20, then it collapses, and then you wait an hour, and it's tough. It's been a tough one. I've never, this is my 29th open. It's the only time I didn't open with 30 cooks and 105 servers. I've never experienced this. It's been a wild, crazy situation.
Okay, thank you, Chase.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
Don't
so
be
much.
shy.
Do you have any other resident comments? Yes,
Hi. Donna Williams. You were talking about the land and the space.
Yep.
Who is in charge of it? Is it the foundation or is it the CDD?
Well, there are 3, broadly speaking, there are 3 entities that have claim to land in Pelican Marsh. There's the foundation, there's the CDD, and there's the golf course. So whatever, it depends on what land we're talking about.
Well, here's my question, and I have to believe that it's been brought up before. Not since I've been on any board or lived in your, I've only been in your field about 4 years. But there's a definite need for dogging parks. Large dogs and small. Every community has pets and dogs, and they are family. I don't have dogs. But isn't there any way that we can have some land designated for the run of large dogs, small dogs, owners that want to come to the park, you pay a fee, you give them a key fob, and they can get in the gate and nobody else can? Just a little bit of land.
Yes, well, that's an excellent question. And the answer to that question is, we don't know until we plan, right? We don't know until we have a plan, until we have a survey. Pardon me?
Can you try to plan for one?
It's on the list, right? So there's everybody, as you can imagine, there's lots of special interests here at Pelican Marsh. Everybody wants more.
I know what the dogs can do.
I understand. And dog people, we gotta hang together. I get it. Yeah, so unlike the last several infrastructure projects that were done here, future infrastructure projects will be done after there has been a plan for those projects. So, and that plan, those plans are going to require studies. And so this is that's where we are right now. So no promises on anything, but we're going to do our best to give everybody what they want. Anybody else?
Jerry Carbone had I'm sorry.
Having been through this several times, what's the criteria of the land?
I'd be happy to meet with you and go through the exhaustive list. I mean, I'm not really prepared to discuss that tonight, though. Did you have a specific question?
That's the question, because
You want to
if
know
he
the-
doesn't have the criteria, we've been through this not once, twice. We've had land planners here before.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, 5.4 acres, okay, you can switch things around, you'd have to knock things down or build up. And it's an unfortunate scenario because, again, what you said before, everything is dictated on parking space.
Yes, it is.
And it's a tough dictate,
It is.
okay? And you come up with a pipe dream, okay, what you want to do. One of the criteria is how much money is it going to cost.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so he has to have a value. You're going to tell him it's 8 million, 9 million, 12 million. I think that's really important, else you're wasting your time and our money.
Well, there you go.
Can I connect something that Donna and Jerry and you just said?
Sure.
Because I think all three of you just said something, and I would like to connect the three together. And Steve mentioned earlier in this meeting that we've hired a land planner. And the land planner does everything like go to see where easements are on our property, and then see if there's a piece of dirt somewhere on our property that might be available for something in the future. So what he was saying about the idea of a dog park or any other thing, there's a long list of requests, is the first place that we have to start with is first find out, is it even possible? And then if something is possible, then find out what does it really cost, and then how important it is, and all this takes time. But we're still at the edge of, we don't even know what's possible. So we're getting an expert to help us learn what's possible. But your request is one of those we hear often, and it definitely it comes up in the meetings. And we would love to do everything, but as he said, we're locked in this 5.4 acres. But more will be done. We just want to do it carefully, plodding along so that nothing gets cart never gets ahead of horse.
And is all of this land planning, does this include Tiburon as well? That's our land too.
Yes. Yeah,
No,
it's
not
not
our
our
land.
land. It's, well, I don't know what they're saying, but what I'm telling you is that this is CDD land. And that the CDD, actually all the land that isn't on the foundation campus and isn't occupied by neighborhoods is CDD land or golf course, right? So the CDD.
They won't give us anything, Donna.
Right.
Donna, they won't give us anything.
We will.
You go to the CBD.
Jerry's been here for too long. Carter's been here for too long. They know. They ain't giving us diddly.
We are early in the process. Yes. Sure. This where we're sitting right now is in the middle of a 5.4 acre campus, which encompasses all of the foundation property, which is the tennis courts, the pickleball courts, the community center, the tennis center, and the parking lot.
And 3/4 of the bocce courts.
And
Who owns the across the street, the maintenance?
so this is land that is held by the CDD and the golf course. Yes.
Is there any thought of having some sort of shuttle service, so people would not do it further, walking it and get ability, not have to drive?
There is, believe me when I tell you, everything is under consideration. That certainly is an idea that's been looked at in the past, will be looked at again, I guarantee it. Anyone else? Yes.
Question, Craig Stevens from is there any different requirement in zoning for parking, automobile, or golf cart?
Well, that question, Craig, is above my pay grade. I don't actually know the answer to that. What I do know is that that golf carts, if they're going to ride on Pelican Marsh Boulevard, have to be certified by the county in the same way a car does. So they're going to need a license plate. They're going to need to pass inspection. It's a public road. So I'm not sure the zoning is going to be any different.
It's not.
No.
Thank you, Jerry.
The only thing you can do with parking lots is you can create the parking lots for ordinary automobiles, and then you could assign space for compacts that pushes you down, and you put 10 compacts in, you might be able to add 3 riders.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
I just want to compliment the number of activities that are available here at Pelican Marsh. A terrific amenities we have here, and I've enjoyed many of them. I just want to say thank you to Lynn and the whole staff.
Thank you. We appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you. That's so sweet.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we do.
Yes. I don't actually know.
Jerry, step in, please.
No, not enough people use it.
It was cheaper to send them over with a cab than to shuttle. people here are convenience minded. They'll drive to the bedroom if they can make the turn into the dining room.
And there you have it.
I have just two things I would like to share with you tonight. A great discussion about Pelican Marsh and what goes on inside our gates. But I'd like to remind all of you that you are governed as a county and a community by the Board of County Commissioners. That is your governing body. And if you're new to the area from out of state, it is the municipal government. Their budget annually is $2,447,796,500. Now, that's no small chunk of change. Pelican Marsh, which is a part of District 2, the second largest contributor, pays $98,274,288 annually. So you're the second largest contributor to the running of all of Collier County. Now, why do I mention that? Because your county commissioner is retiring, and there are 7 people running for that job. And on April the 6th at 1 p.m., right here, we're going to have a forum where we're going to introduce these people. And I encourage all of you to come and find out who should be the commissioner that represents this area. Because a lot of times when we want to get things done, it ends up at the Board of County Commissioners. And I know because I've been there and I've done that. So I encourage you to do that. Second meeting is April the 13th. School board. And that big number I gave you, well, half that budget goes to running the Collier County schools. That's a big number, folks. You have, they're elected by district, but everybody votes for them. Where commissioners are elected only by the people in the district. This year, there are 3 positions open on the Collier County School Board. There are 11 candidates. I encourage you to come to that meeting on the 13th at 1 p.m. Who are these people? They spend a lot of your money. And are they giving your children, grandchildren, you say, my kids are all going to home. Care about that. You better care. Because kids maybe only be 25% of the population, but they're 100% of our future. So I encourage you, come and find out, what do these people do? What is their philosophy? What do they think? So thank you again for the opportunity to serve this community. And I want to see you all here on the 6th and the 13th. We figure out where people are spending one hell of a lot of money. Thank you.
I will entertain a motion to
If
adjourn.
we got one comment online. Paul Madry's doing a great job. Wow.
Is that from your wife?
Yeah. Listen, I can only do a great job here because I have a great team underneath, behind me, supporting me. So that's, I think they're my backbone. So thank you. And yes, Johan has increased greatly. He's doing a great job with tennis. And we, last week's event with the Pro-Am was very great. So we appreciate your support every day here at Pelican Marsh.
Right, let's.
Okay,
Whoa,
no worries.
I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Thank you, everybody.
We're adjourned.
Yeah.
My name's Marty Smith. My grand